Hey guys, welcome back to Rate of Survival and Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today is a look at the basic survival kit. And this is going to be the loadout for next weekend's basic survival course out of the Pathfinder School, of which I will help instruct. And so we're going to go over those items right now. Stand by. Alright guys, so this video is another tabletop video. The schedule's been busy, feeling a little bit under the weather, World War III starting, crazy busy at work, and on top of that it's hunting season, and next weekend I've got to go instruct at the Pathfinder School, so super busy. So since you guys like the tabletop video, we're going to do another one. A lot of these items on the table are multifunctional as well as redundant, and they're that way to reinforce learning points and techniques, teachings, and skill sets at the schoolhouse so students walk away with basic survival skills. We're gonna have some fun with tools. We're gonna do some firecraft as well as improvisation and some land navigation and a lot of shelter stuff, especially in a colder environment now that it's gonna go into November. And so we're gonna learn a lot, and we're gonna share a weekend together, instructors and students, and have a really good time. So without further ado, let's dive right into our kit. We're gonna start with our tools. Alright guys, let's talk about the first list of our components for our basic survival kit. That's our cutting tools. We're going to have 3 basic cutting tools to go with us, and that is going to be a fixed blade knife, some sort of multi-tool, and then a folding saw. All of these tools give us the ability to harvest material off the landscape and shape that material, plus they have improvised methods or uses or techniques and skills that we can use with other devices or kit components to start a fire, help build shelter, process cordage, etc. But all of these tools make it easier for us to actually manipulate material, especially at the basic level. So now for a fixed blade knife, generally, we need a knife that is going to be full tang. You'll notice this one is full tang. This is one of the original Kephart designs from Pathfinder Knife Shop that is without the blacksmith finish on the actual metal or blade, but it's got walnut handles, very strong, sturdy broomstick style grip, and just a great knife overall. But you'll see that it has basic characteristics that we need, that being 4 to 5 inches of cutting surface. We have that Scandi grind that is great for notch carving, processing material, making feather sticks. It's got a 90-degree edge on the spine, so we can use it with our ferro rod to strike sparks. High carbon steel, meaning we can take a rock and actually strike sparks off the back of our knife, using it as an impromptu flint and steel striker kit. It's all the characteristics for the basic course as well as the advanced and intermediate courses. One other knife that a lot of instructors carry is going to be that Mora Garberg. Same characteristics as the Kephart design here. Full tang, high carbon steel, 90-degree spine, Scandi grind, 4 to 5 inches of cutting surface, and great for just processing material and breaking it down. Highly reliable knife, and even on the back we have just that tape pocket for our sail needle. Old school trick there. Now let's talk about our multi-tools. We can have a Swiss Army knife that goes with us, the Ranger Grip 78, especially designed for the Pathfinder School and the instructors there. Gives us basically everything we need. We have a large blade, we have a saw for notch carving and processing material, as well as the obligatory can and bottle opener, plus tweezers and our toothpick. But we also have that reamer or that awl on the back for bushcraft and drilling through material. Great knife to have. We can carry both the Swiss Army knife and these multi-tools. One thing I wanted to point out and focus you in on with these multi-tools is that the Super Tool 300 has been recommended for a long time. However, the rebar is actually the same thing as the Super Tool 300. The only thing it's missing is one flathead screwdriver, and it is a lot smaller, skinnier, and lighter weight, meaning it's easier for us to carry. So the same exact tool, slightly smaller, missing one screwdriver compared to the Super Tool 300. So as a point of reference, you can tell just by looking at it that the only tool really missing is the small screwdriver right here. This is smaller, sleeker, easier for us to carry. Again, we could carry both a pocket knife as well as a multi-tool. Too easy. All right, we talked about fixed blade knives, we talked about multi-tools. Now let's talk about our pocket saws or our folding saws. The recommendation is that we have a Baco Laplander as part of the packing kit. This is just the most reliable folding saw that we can purchase off the market. That's going to give us about 7 to 8 inches of cutting surface to take down large diameter material. Plus we can use the spine as a striker for our ferro. We can take a hard rock and actually get sparks off the back of the spine of the blade as well. That green and black finish or color. It makes for a great kit option, especially if we're trying to go for a camo color. They do make these in orange. Another option we have is just a Pocket Boy by Silky. This Pocket Boy is very small and can fit right in our pocket, thus the name. But we can take this and open it up, and it's really not much different in cutting length or saw length compared to that Baco. Maybe 2.5, 1.5 inches less in cutting surface or blade length, but it's still a lot smaller compared to that Baco Laplander, and fits in our kit very easily and not taking up that much space. This is a draw cut, but still highly effective saw that we can take as part of our kit. So just recommendations, but having some sort of saw that is about 7 to 8 inches in length gives us the ability to take down large diameter material and still process it. But you notice we have different options here for our saws. So we can carry either one, the Baco being recommended. All right, let's talk about our next component. That's going to be a fire kit. Nothing too special here with our fire kit. What it calls for is a 1/2 inch by 6 inch ferro rod. This is the very large diameter and long length ferro rod. That means contact time, surface area, gives us a nice use of sparks and shoots a lot of sparks. Had this one for going on 10 years now. You can see it's very well worn, but still there as far as a ferro rod. Next, just 2 Bic lighters, full. One of these we're going to have some fun with. The other one we're going to use as an actual fire starter. We need to have 2 of these. Having a bright color like this makes them highly visible. And then a Fresnel lens, just a solar ignition lens that we can use with the sun's rays. A concept that is taught even at the basic level is using natural resources and materials, and the sun counts as a natural resource. So if the sun is out, we will play. Sky's out, thighs out, right? And we're going to take our Fresnel lens and use that for solar ignition with natural material to get a bird's nest lit, put it under our fire lay, and start our fire. We'll have other fire items there that we'll collect, like fat wood and different natural materials, but this is our basic level fire kit that we're going to take to the course. All right, let's talk about our cordage kit. We're going to include cargo tape or duct tape as part of our cordage kit because we use it all the time for lashing and binding, just like we do for cordages. However, with that cargo tape, even though its own category, really, we can still use this for a variety of improvisational skills. Everything from a flame extender to even a medical aid device, using it as a way to create external sutures to actually suture a severe laceration or injury and prevent infection and aid in healing. We have other cordages. We have 100 feet of paracord that we can use for a variety of different tasks and skills, but at the schoolhouse we're going to learn how to actually manage cordage because we may not have a lot of it. And then we have bank line, which is going to be our more fire and forget cordage. Because it's tarred, it will bind very, very well, and so we use this for lashing on tools and items that we're going to need to last a long time, which is why we consider it a fire and forget weapon, is because that cordage is going to be used and then we're not going to take it back because we need it to actually hold up a tool or create a pack frame to last for a long time. So 100 feet of paracord, 100 feet of bank line, and then a 1 inch by 30 foot section of cargo tape completes our cordage lashing and binding kit. Now we're going to talk about not only our land navigation kit, but also our candling device or our headlamp as one single group, because we often use these components together doing night land navigation or other skills at nighttime moving around, or we either have them on us or close to us. So we're just going to group them together. We have our candling device, which is just a headlamp that gives us the ability to use our hands and have our hands free at nighttime, and it has a strobe function so we can actually signal in the dark. Next, a notebook and a pencil or a writing stick of some sort to keep notes. At the schoolhouse, we're going to learn how to create a navigation journal, basically, and create all the information we need to actually find our way out. If we lose our map or we get lost and we keep that journal, we can actually use that information to find our way out with other kit components of a situation in which we're lost. So having that notepad and a writing stick, incredibly important. And then our compass, MC2 Sunto, which is highly recommended. We have our pace beads for pace count, as well as a whistle for another signaling device. And then we have our signaling mirror or a sighting mirror that we can use as a signal and as a hygiene device, but multifunctional item, and that is reinforced with a lot of different lessons and techniques in the basic course. But this makes up our basic land navigation kit, as well as our candling device for the components of our basic kit. All right, now let's talk our water kit. One of the most important techniques or concepts that's reinforced now is the ability to filter water, or at least strain that water ahead of time to remove a lot of the gunk and the turbidity out of the water, get it as clear as possible or as clean as possible before actually treating that water through boiling to make it safe to drink. And one of the best ways to do that is through just a millbank bag. All this is just a mesh bag of tightly woven fabric. After we soak the bag and then fill it with water, we can actually begin collecting the water once it's below that thread line, meaning that most of the water has been collected, the filter is actually working, and we just put our cup right underneath to actually collect that water. We take that water then and put it over a fire to actually boil. Then we have 2 bottles along with a nesting cup. So we have the ability to treat a lot of water, filtering it or straining it first, and then boiling that water over a fire, collecting that water up and being able to travel with it with 2 bottles. And then we also have the ability to take our bottle and nesting cup, create char or other medicines or materials in it. A lot of versatility, a lot of uses with just this basic kit here, the bag, and then our metal containers making up our water kit. All right, cotton material, still part of the 10 C's, still part of the packing list for our basic kit. We have 2 shemags as well as a 2X bright orange 100% cotton t-shirt. All of the cotton cloth here is 100% cotton, so we can use the shemags for any purpose that we need to. And then with this t-shirt, we can wear this t-shirt as a signal. I've done a video with 10 different skills we can use, just a 2X cotton t-shirt that is bright orange, and I'll leave that link up here for you guys to check it out. But there's a bunch of different things we can do besides just signaling with this t-shirt. But when we wear this t-shirt, we actually become the signal, and we can walk around and alert search and rescue where they can see us a lot easier. A reinforced technique and skill is signaling, especially at the basic level. So these are going to make up our cotton elements. All right, now let's talk our shelter items. As you can see, there are a lot of shelter items here. Again, there are probably going to be multiple shelters or different shelters we can set up. Plus, we're going to use these items as improvisational tools. But all of these items are going to be part of our shelter component or a cover component kit, especially because we're going into colder months, and starting from November until I think about March or April, we're going to have specific packing list requirements for the colder months. So we have a USGI poncho, very versatile piece of equipment. Again, check out my link for the 10 advanced uses for a military poncho. Plenty of great things we can do with just a military poncho. Highly versatile kit, and it's why it's part of the basic course, and we should use it for more advanced courses as well. We have that Swagman roll, which pairs great with that USGI poncho. We have just an accordion style sleeping pad. This thing is great. Used it in a lot of different situations, and especially in winter survival skills. This makes a great pad that we can just throw down quick, fast, and in a hurry, get on top of, and maintain core body temperature. We have an emergency bivvy, and this is just a store-bought one, but Self-Reliance Outfitters has emergency bivvies on their website. But an emergency bivvy to reinforce, again, different survival skills and methodologies or techniques that we can use as part of just the basic kit for the basic course. We have 6 ground stakes. We're going to use this for improvisational skills as well. We have a thermal blanket, very heavy duty, bright orange for signaling, and reinforced grommets. And then 2 6mm drum liners. These are the thick ones, very thick in thickness, that we're going to use for bedding as well as for improvisational uses and shelters and collecting different material. But our shelter kit and cover components are a lot more dense as part of a packing kit, but it makes up the most important component to protect ourselves and maintain thermal regulation, especially in colder environments. And this is what we're taking as part of our basic kit. Alright guys, that does it for this video. Just a down and dirty video, tabletop discussion of the basic survival kit loadout for the upcoming first basic class of the winter cycle out of the Pathfinder School in Ohio. So I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.